Okay, good morning everyone. So topic today is minimum, maximum and point of inflection. Okay, this is the topic that I'm going to discuss for the entire 2 hours. If possible, make it as longer as possible. So first thing we need to know is stationary point. Okay, stationary point, number one. And number two, we need to figure out what is the characteristic of the stationary points. So first, number one is stationary point, and from stationary point we need to identify which category of the stationary point. So we have actually three types of stationary point. One is minimum point, maximum point and point of inflection. So we need to identify. So once we know where there's a stationary point, and we need to identify whether the stationary point is a minimum point, maximum point or point of inflection. Okay, so first, what actually the stationary point? Let's say we have a curve. Okay, let's say kita ada satu curve, minimum curve macam ni, minimum curve. So there's a point where there's a point, actually the most lowest point lah. Minimum tu consider the most lowest point lah, stationary point. So when there's a stationary point, okay, okay, so consider like this point is actually the dy dx becomes 0, right? Okay, consider it's a dy dx becomes 0. At the same time, okay, where the d square y ds square will be equals to more than 0. Di syarat dia stationary point ni ialah minimum point. Okay, minimum point tu maksudnya it's our consider one stationary point, dia akan jadi dy dx is 0, right? And now to identify minimum ke maximum, then we need to check whether it is positive or negative, right? Or equals to 0, because we have three conditions: more than 0, less than 0, equals to 0. Okay, so ini ialah minimum curve, right? Okay, there's a maximum curve. Okay, kita ada maximum curve. Maximum curve will be look like this. Okay, kita akan dapat macam ni. Ini maximum curve. So again, there's a stationary point dekat atas ni. The stationary point is the most maximum point. Consider the maximum, itu value yang paling maximum. So again, it's a stationary point. Okay, but the stationary point is not, okay, not a detail lah. Is the detail is the maximum. Maximum tu kiranya itu yang paling detail. Okay, stationary is because of what? Because there's a dy dx 0. When dy dx 0, we can straight away say there's a stationary point. But to find maximum point, then we need to identify whether the d square y ds square is less than 0 or not. Itu maksud dia. So once we check the second order is less than 0, then we can say it's a maximum point. Okay, nampak? Okay, there's a point where we call as an inflection point. Inflection point is will be look like this. Curve dia macam ni. Point dia ada duduk kat tengah-tengah. Okay, tengok direction of the curve is changing. Ni bila direction of the curve is changing, okay, so ini ialah example of inflection point lah. Ini kiranya inflection point. Tapi sebelum tu dia in stationary point. But there's a special condition. Yang ini dia tak ada dia change gradient, tapi dia just change direction. So when change direction, then we call this as a point of inflection. So stationary point, and the special name will be inflection point. Okay, so ini ialah curve dia untuk understand the points lah, the minimum, maximum and point of inflection. Okay, now I go for the example. Okay, let me look into the first example. Okay, some short briefing about the minimum, maximum and point of inflection. Okay, now let me look into the first example. Kita tengok first example, number 1. Okay, number 1, I give you, okay, fx equal Okay, fx equal 2s square, okay, minus 3x plus 4. Okay, fx equal to s square minus 3x plus 4. Okay, my question is find the find the minimum, okay, or maximum or inflection point of inflection of the of the given functions. Okay, ni soalan dia, sorry just now Okay, go for question number 1. Question number 1 is what? Fx equal 2s square minus 3x plus 4. Okay, so ini ialah soalan dia. Okay, find the minimum, maximum or point of inflection. So to go for minimum, maximum or point of inflection, the first thing we need to do is differentiate. Okay, mesti kena differentiate dia. Okay, to find minimum, maximum or point of inflection, the first thing we need to do is stationary point. Okay, kena buat stationary point. Okay, how to get this stationary point? Then we need to find f prime x. Okay, apa maksud f prime? F prime also can be labeled as our dy dx. Okay, today I'm introduced. Okay, maybe you know. Okay, again I recall this. Okay, we can write, once we differentiate a function, we can write as a prime, right? F prime. F prime consider the first derivation of the function. Okay, and sometimes you can use also, kalau you nak guna dy dx, you sometimes can use also y prime. Okay, sebenarnya you boleh guna y prime. Let's say f double prime consider the second order, right? Second order maksudnya d square y ds square. Also you can write double prime. But in our case, okay, for calculus I don't really recommend this. Okay, saya tak berapa recommend ni. Because you know why? Because sometimes we have in terms of t, okay, sometimes you have function y equals to 3t plus 4. Okay, on the other hand you have x equals to 4t plus 3. Then you nak buat dy dx. So it is not possible to find, it is not really recommended to do this. Because of what? Because you takut nanti I takut nanti you pening untuk y prime, y double prime ni. So I don't really recommend this. Okay, saya tak recommend this. This one is actually can do, but depends on the question. Okay, you can do, if you confident you can do, but for parametric equation it is not really recommended lah. Okay, tapi boleh guna. But in our case now I have function fx, so definitely I want to use f prime, right? Okay, so ni padam. Okay, so saya nak selesaikan ni, so I want to get f prime. So how to get f prime? Then I need to differentiate. Okay, what is my answer? When I differentiate, what I get? F prime will be equals to, okay, so f prime will be equals to, anyone? Volunteer? Yeah, correct. 4x minus 3, betul. So we get 4x minus 3. Okay, so we already get the first derivation. So bila kita dapat first derivation, remember what I taught you? Dy dx mesti kena jadi kosong. Okay, now I put equals to 0 lah. Okay, f prime, okay, stationary point maksudnya, okay, stationary point maksudnya our f prime must be equals to 0. So f prime equals to 0 means 4x minus 3 will be equals to 0 lah. Okay, so saya bagi ni sama dengan kosong, 4x minus 3 equals to 0. Okay, then I think what? What you can get for x? X kita boleh dapat apa? X kalau kita pindah, so 3 we bring here positive, 4 you bring here divide by 4. So you get the first answer, which is equal, x equal 3 over 4. Okay, there you see, you get the first answer for x value of x. Okay, once you get the value of x, because of what? Because we want point what? So bila kita nak point, then you need to get the value of x and value of y, right? So we already have the first value, x equals to 3/4. Now you need to get what? You need to get the y. Betul? Kalau you nak cari y, then you ganti balik x ni. Okay, ambil x ni, you masuk balik dalam function, function fx. Sebab bila kita masuk x, kita dapat y dia. Okay, so what do you get here? You will get fx will be equal, okay, f/3, f 3/4 will be equal, okay, the function just now is, okay, 2 3/4 square minus 3 times 3/4 and plus 4. Okay, we try to get what is his answer. Okay, anyone can get this answer? Siapa-siapa boleh bagi saya jawapan ni? (23/8), So 2 times 3/4 square minus 3 times 3/4 plus 4. Okay, very good. Okay, you get 23/8. Betul. Okay, now we already, okay, what we have actually? Okay, apa kita ada sekarang sebenarnya? Okay, what we have actually? Okay, kita ada y, right? So what really you already have? Okay, apa yang sebenarnya you sudah ada? Sekarang you ada x, you ada y. So what is the purpose of this actually? Apa you dapat sebenarnya? Point na? Apa you sebenarnya sudah ada? Okay, actually what you have is the stationary point. Kita dah ada stationary point. Okay, kita dah ada stationary point. So stationary point is actually what? It's actually 3/4, 23/8. So kita dah ada stationary point. Okay, kita dah ada the first stationary point. Okay, now once we have the stationary point, then I need to decide whether the stationary point is minimum, maximum or point of inflection. Okay, so I already have the first step. First step saya dah buat, I get the stationary point. Okay, number two this time is I need to decide. Okay, number 2 is where we need to decide whether it is a minimum, maximum or point of inflection. Okay, we need to decide of this. Okay, macam mana kita nak decide ni? So we need to get the second order. Okay, kita kena dapat the second order. Okay, kita kena dapat second order. Okay, so function just now is what? Okay, function dia first tadi itu ialah 2s square minus 3x plus 4. This is what the function is. So the first order give you 4x plus minus 3. Okay, ini ialah the first order. And we go for the second order. Second order ialah f double prime dah. F double prime is equals to what? Dapat sama dengan correct, 4. Okay, so sebenarnya, okay, it's actually when you look at here, second order f, okay, also can be labeled as the second order of d square y ds square, right? So this one we need to decide, okay, more than or less than or equal. Which one is the suitable when I put 0 here? Mana satu ni? Correct. It's actually more than 0 lah. Okay, in our case is actually more than 0. 4 ialah positif kan? Okay, when positive is actually more than 0, right? Okay, positive is more than 0. Okay, when positive is actually more than 0. So more than 0 means our conclusion here is what? Okay, minimum, maximum or stationary point. I mean point of inflection. Okay, so ini akan jadi minimum lah. Okay, ini sebenarnya ialah minimum point. Look at the formula again Kalau kita tengok more than 0 ialah minimum point. So meaning that my last conclusion will be, conclusion yang saya kena buat last ialah I need to put the point again. So my point is actually what? 3 over 4, comma 23 over 8 is a minimum point. Okay, it's a minimum point. So this is my conclusion. So saya dapat dah minimum point itu ialah 3 over 4 and 23 over 8. So itu ialah jawapan saya. Okay, so the first thing, okay, you really kena remember is this. Ini yang you kena ingat. D square y, ds square more than 0 is minimum point. Ini kena ingat lah. Okay, when you remember this, it's actually you can solve the second order. Find the minimum point easily. Minimum or maximum point or point of inflection. Remember one enough. Okay, remember one enough. Ambil yang more than 0 minimum. Then the opposite will be maximum lah. Then equal will be inflection. Itu basic dia. Okay, anyone? Any questions so far? Ada apa-apa nak tanya saya? Faham Okay. Okay, kalau okay, then I pergi untuk soalan 2 dah. Okay, I go for number 2. Number 2, this time I give you fx equal 1 minus 2x minus 2x square. Okay, fx equal 1 minus 2x minus 2x square. Okay, so first thing is what? First thing we need to get the stationary point. Okay, pergi cari stationary point. Okay, first thing we need to get is stationary point. Okay, so get the first derivation. Carikan dia punya jawapan dia. So when you differentiate, you get f prime x will be equal 1 will be 0, minus 2x become negative 2 and become negative 4x. Itu ialah first derivation dia lah. Okay, first derivation ataupun first order lah. Okay, now we need to get stationary point. Stationary point meaning that we need to put equals to 0 lah. Okay, must put equals to 0. Kena bagi sama dengan kosong lah. When stationary point, fx dy dx must be 0. Okay, dy dx must be 0. So my answer will be negative 2 minus 4x equals to 0. Negative 4x will be positive 2. So x will be 2 divided by negative 4 will be negative 1 over 2. There you see, you get the x value lah. So dah dapat x lah. So once you get x, I think no issue in finding the y. So y ni masuk balik mana? Masuk balik dalam function fx. So get this answer, get this value and put it on the fx function. Masuk balik dalam fx because fx yang bagi kita y. Okay, so when x equals to negative 1 over 2, then you get function f negative 1 over 2 will be equal 1 minus 2 times negative 1 over 2, okay, minus 2 times negative 1 over 2 square. Three over 2, okay, kita dapat 3 over 2. Okay, kita dapat jawapan dia 3 over 2. Okay, now once you get the value of y, the fx, once you get this x value, y value, then we give conclusion. Okay, kita bagi conclusion dulu. Stationary point is what? Stationary point will be equal, okay, negative 1 over 2, 3 over 2. Okay, kenapa ini stationary point is very important because some final question they ask only stationary point. Okay, sometimes the final exam question they ask only stationary point. So find number of stationary points in the equations, and they just study stationary point. Then after that, decide. Ask you to decide whether the stationary point is minimum maximum. So you should label what is stationary point properly. Mesti kena bagi stationary point ni okay, because the question will be Roman 1, Roman 2, Roman 3. So first question find the stationary point, and number 2 maybe other thing lah. Then last one decide whether the stationary point is minimum maximum. Macam tu lah dia punya soalan. So you need to know what is actually exactly the stationary point. Okay, so once you get the stationary point, now we need to decide. Okay, kita kena decide whether the stationary point is a minimum, maximum, or point of inflection. So minimum, maximum, or point of inflection. So in order to get this, then you need to know what? You need to get d square y ds square. Okay, more than 0, less than 0, and equals to 0. Ni yang kita punya case lah. Okay, so if more than 0, minimum, less than 0, maximum, this one is equals to 0, right? So this one is a point of inflection. Okay, so ini basic dia Okay, now, okay, how to get d square y ds square? Then we need to get the function to do the second order. Okay, kita kena dapat sampai second order. So function fx equal just now 1 minus 2x minus 2s square. Okay, now you need to go first order, second order. First order kita dah dapat tadi. Okay, kita kena dapat second order. So first order is, okay, so negative 2 for x, and second order will be equals to, yeah, correct, it's just negative 4 you get just negative 4. Okay, based on this, okay, ini ialah less than 0 okay, it's a negative negative value. Okay, ini ialah negative value. Okay, negative is less than 0. Okay, so bila negative, then our conclusion is what? Apa conclusion dia? Yeah. So ini ialah maximum it's a maximum point lah. Okay, it's a maximum point lah. Okay, get the coordinate again. So our coordinate this now is what? Negative 1 over 2, comma 3 over 2 is a maximum point. Inilah basic kita. Inilah dia punya last conclusion. Mesti kena ada benda ni because when they ask to justify, you must give the conclusion. Without conclusion, you find everything. Without conclusion, you won't get the final touch Okay, you must get the conclusion. So this is what I really want. Mesti kena bagi conclusion. Everything you done, but you last miss the conclusion is not really giving the right answer. So remember, the conclusion is very important for this part. Okay, so inilah saya nak. Okay, I don't know dah kenapa ni hilang ni. Okay, so we already have the we have completed the question number 2. Okay, next next I give you a new question, number 3. Okay, question number 3. Okay, so question 3, I give you function fx equal 1 over 3 x power of 3 minus 4x plus 4. Try this question. Okay, so first thing we need to get what? We need to get the stationary point. Okay, step nombor 1 ialah you need to get the stationary point. So stationary point we have fx prime, it must be equal to 0 lah. Okay, syarat dia mesti dy dx mesti jadi kosong. Okay, dy dx must be equal to 0. Okay, that's the condition. So to get stationary point, okay, I need to differentiate. So differentiate fx, you get what? F prime x will be equal. Okay, so what's the answer? Correct, 3. Correct, x power of 2 minus 4. Betul. So kita dapat jawapan ni. And I need to put equals to 0 lah. Ini kena bagi sama dengan kosong. Okay, x square minus 4 equals to 0. Okay, now once you differentiate, you dapat x square minus 4. Now how to solve this x square minus 4 ni? Punca kuasa. Okay, kalau you punca kuasa, you dapat jawapan apa? 2 saja. Okay, dua jawapan dia. Actually that's an error. Because of what? Because you have two answer. When you have square meaning that is a quadratic. Mesti kena ada dua jawapan. So what is the error there? Actually, you can do square root, but the good one is you factor dia. The good one is you factor dia. That will be the much better. Yeah, correct. You get x positive 2, x negative 2. Very good. Okay, ini yang kita kena dapat. Because what? Because for this function, we actually got two stationary points. It depends on the question. Because of what? Because some question only 1 point. Some question will have more than 1 point. So like this, number 3, we have two stationary points. So Okay, use your calculator. Of course, you know how to use your calculator to solve quadratic, right? Okay, you can put A, B, C, then you can find what is the value, right? Then you can put the factor, then you can get the root there. So root is actually what? X equals to -2 or X equals to 2. So you get the answer, which is the root X -2 and X equals to 2. So once you get the root, then we need to go what? We need to get the Y value. So we have two coordinates. One with -2, another one with X equals to 2, right? So get the coordinate of X and find the Y value, right? Okay, when X equals to -2. So our F -2 will be equals to 1/3 times -2 power of 3 minus 4 times -2 plus 4. Okay, so we try to figure out what is exactly the answer. Okay, can anyone give me this answer? -2, 1/3 times -2 power of 3 okay, minus 4 X plus 4. So you get -2 means you get. Anyone want to share your answer? What is his answer? Yeah, correct. 28/3, betul. 28/3. And what about when X equals to 2? Apa jawapan bila X sama dengan 2? Yeah, correct. -4/3. Very good. Okay, so once we know the Y value, then we already have the stationary points. So the stationary points are, okay, stationary points, okay, are -2, 28/3, and okay, 2, -4/3 lah. Okay, so we have -2, 28/3, and 2, -4/3. Okay, now, okay, go for the minimum maximum point. Come, you try to get minimum maximum. Which one is minimum, which one is maximum, and which one is point of inflection? Try to figure out this. Okay, cuba cari ni. So it's actually what you need to do is get the second order. So once you get the function f, you get this 1/3 x power of 3 minus 4x plus 4, and the first order just now is actually you get x square minus 4. Okay, now you need to get what? You need to get second order. So second order will give you what? Will give you second order will be equals to 2x. Very good. Okay, kita dapat ni. When you look at here, okay, this time you get function. Okay, tadi tu you dapat value. When you differentiate, you dapat value 4 positive, negative 4 negative. But this time you see you get function. When you get function, then you need to do substitution. So substitute maksudnya apa? Maksudnya you kena masuk value dia. You see, you need to substitute the value. Yeah, correct. You need to substitute the value of x. Ini beza dia yang dengan yang ini dah. So sekarang kita ada x, when x equals to what? When x equals to negative 2. Sebab tadi itu kita dapat x negative 2. So meaning that my f double prime negative 2 will be 2 times negative 2. So this time I get function. So when I get function, then I need to replace the value of, replace the x with the value. So once you replace, you get the answer. So you get what? Actually you get negative 4. So negative 4 will be, it can be decide, okay, more than 0, less than 0, equals to 0. Itu beza dia. Just now itu terus dapat nilai dia. But this time you don't get straight to the answer, but you get function. Once you get function, you need to do substitution. Kena ganti value yang sesuai. Bukan value yang sesuai, kena ganti what was the previous x value. Okay, kena ganti nilai dia. So when x equals to negative 2, then f double prime negative 2 will get 2 times negative 2, which is equals to negative 4. Okay, so kita dapat negative 4. So negative 4 is more than 0 or less than 0? Okay, correct. So ini ialah less than 0 lah. So bila less than 0, our condition what? Our condition says that less than 0 is maximum, kan? Okay, maximum point. So consider negative 2 is maximum point. Okay, so we can say that, okay, this point will be negative 2 will be maximum point. Okay, now I go for the value of when x equals to 2. Saya masuk untuk when x equals to 2. So when x equals to 2, f double prime 2, kita akan dapat 2 times 2, which is equals to 4. 4 will be more than 0. Okay, 4 is actually more than 0. Then my conclusion is what? Okay, my conclusion will be, ini akan jadi, ini formula dia ialah bagi kita more than 0 is minimum point. Jadinya I boleh bagi conclusion saya lah. So my conclusion is negative 2 and 23 over 8 is a maximum point. Okay, at the same time, and 2 and negative, what point is this? Negative 4 over 3, right? Betul negative 4 over 3 Okay, negative 4 over 3 is a minimum point. Okay, so inilah last answer saya. Okay, so negative 2, 23 over 8 is a maximum point, and the coordinate of 2, negative 4 over 3 is a minimum point. So this is the last conclusion that I must give. Oh, 28 over 3. Okay, sorry. Yeah, ini saya silap. 28 over 3 Thank you so much. Okay, we get 28 over 3. Okay, I give you one more question. So kita buat satu lagi soalan, number 4. Okay, we go number 4. Okay, I give you function fx equal 2 over 3 x power of 3 plus 3 over 2 x power of 2 minus 2x plus 1. Okay, 2 over 3 x power of 3 plus 3 over 2 x square minus 2x plus 1. So first, get the stationary point. Okay, number one, get the stationary points. Okay, f prime x equals to 0. Okay, so we get the stationary point. Okay, we try to get the stationary point. So first, differentiate here. F prime. Okay, what is our answer? 2 over 3 x power of 3 you'll get. Here you will get equal uh, 2x 2x square. Okay, you get 2x. Okay, plus 3x, correct? Minus 2, very good. So kita dah dapat first answer lah. And put this equals to 0 lah. Ni bagi kosong, put equals to 0. And go for your calculator, masuk dalam calculator. 2x square plus 3x minus 2 equals to 0. Masuk dalam you punya calculator. And get what is the factor lah. Okay, x is 1 over 2. And negative 2, so this is the factor. So get back to the this is the last answer, so get back the factor, so 2x minus 1 and x plus 2, okay, 2x minus 1 and x plus 2. Once we get this answer, then we can decide the value of y. Okay, kita dah boleh fikirkan untuk value of y. So when x equal 1 over 2, and get what is the f1 over 2. Okay, get this answer. And at the same time, you can find also the when x equals to negative 2. What is this answer? Okay, so when you put 1 over 2, what's the answer? Okay, you'll get 2 times 2 over 3 times 1 over 2 power of 3 plus 3 over 2 times 1 over 2 square minus 2 1 over 2 plus 1. Anyone with the answer? Siapa-siapa ada jawapan? Correct, 11 over 24. Okay, ini akan dapat 11 over 24. 11 over 24. Okay, number 2, 22 over 3, negative 2 power of 3 plus 7, 70, Okay, 70 over 3, Okay. 1 over negative 2 plus 1, you get 70 over 3. Oh, 17, 1 7. Okay, ini 1 7, sorry. Okay, 17 over 3. Okay, now you know the x value, y value, so get them into the coordinate lah. Masuk dalam coordinate. So coordinate is what? Stationary points are, okay, stationary points will be points will be 1 over 2, comma 11 over 24 and negative 2, comma 17 over 3. Okay, once you get this, now second part will be minimum maximum lah. Okay, second part will be minimum maximum or point of inflection. Okay, so second order will give you what? Will give you 4x plus 3 lah. Okay, second order will give you 4x plus 3. Now this one again, this one is a function. Okay, second order sekarang ni ialah function, so you need to substitute value lah. Okay, kita kena masuk value. Okay, kita kena masuk value. So when x equal 1 over 2, okay, when x equals to 1 over 2, so f double prime 1 over 2, you get 4 times 1 over 2 plus 3, right? So dapat berapa? 4 saya rasa dapat 5 lah. I think you'll get 5, correct. Okay, now you go for negative 2. Cari pula okay, negative 5 when x equals to negative 2, kita dapat negative 5. 4 times negative 2 plus 3, you get negative 5. Okay, now very clear. This one is more than 0, this one is less than 0, right? So more than 0 is minimum, less than 0 is maximum, right? Okay, more than 0 is minimum, less than 0 is maximum. So once we know this, then I think we can do the last conclusion lah. Kita boleh buat last conclusion dia. So we get 1 over 2 comma, okay, 11 over 24 is a minimum point. Okay, number 2, negative 2 and what is the second answer? Negative 17 over 3. Yeah, you're right. 17 over 3 is a maximum point. Okay, so we already finished question number 4, right? Okay, kita take 5 dulu. Okay, we take 5 dulu. Then we continue with the point of inflection lah. I give you some example of point of inflection. Okay, so saya berhenti kejap take 5 dulu. Okay. Okay, now I give you question number 5. Okay, kita pergi soalan 5. Question number 5. Okay, my question is fx equal 5x power of 4 minus 1. Okay, 5x power of 4 minus 1. Okay, so first thing you need to get is the stationary point. Cari dulu stationary point. Okay, divide x equals to 0. Okay, I think this one easier to go actually, where the first derivation is actually very easy to go. Okay, so if you look at here, you get the first answer is actually what? f prime x will be equals to, differentiate 5x power of 4 will get 20 x power of 3 minus 1 becomes 0 lah. Alright, ini yang kita dapat betul Okay, so kita dapat x power of 3, 20x power of 3, and I need to put equals to 0 lah. Ini kena bagi sama dengan kosong lah. Okay, so when I put equals to 0, I get what? So what is my x answer? Apa saya dapat? X equals to what? So x divided by 20 is 20 lah. Sorry, x divided by 20 is 0, right? So kalau kita buat punca to 0, actually obviously be 0 lah. So the answer is actually equals to 0. Okay, so answer is actually equals to 0. And get, okay, once you get 0, then get the y value. Cari y value dia. So when x, not square root, cube root, cube root, cube root. Actually, you need to do cube root. Do like this, equals to cube of 0 lah. But 0 is actually 0 also lah. So no problem here lah. So that's why I don't really write this. I straight away give you the answer. Okay, okay, now the second part is we need to substitute the value of x. So when x equals to 0, so function f0 will be equal, yeah, correct, -1. You should be -1. Very good. So you get 5 times 0 power of 4 minus 1, you get -1. Okay, so the conclusion is stationary point will be, okay, stationary point will be 0, -1. Okay, it's 0, -1. Okay, so once we get the stationary point, then I need to decide whether stationary point is minimum, maximum, or point of inflection. Saya kena decide lah. Okay, I need to decide this. Okay, number 2, we go for the second part, which is, okay, we need to decide whether it's a minimum, okay, or maximum, or it is a point of inflection. Okay, point of inflection. So first, get the first order. So first order is actually fx, get the function lah. So function is actually 5x power of 4 minus 1. The first order just now is actually 20x power of 3. And get the second order. From here you go for the second order. Apa jawapan dia? Correct, 60x power of 2. Okay, you get 60x power of 2. Okay, once you get this answer, 60x power of 2, then we can decide whether this function, okay, give you what is the value when you get when you replace x equals to 0. Okay, when you substitute x when x equals to 0, now you can decide whether the function is positive, negative, or equals to 0. Okay, what do we get now? Apa kita dapat sekarang ni? So we get equals to, yeah, correct, kita dapat 0 lah. 60 times 0, you get 0 lah. So when it is 0, now it's a special case. Now when d square y ds square equals to 0, then we call this as a point of inflection. Okay, it's an inflection point. Okay, it's a point of inflection. Inflection point. Okay, now in that case, then my conclusion will be 0, -1. Okay, 0, -1 is an inflection point. Okay, so inilah jawapan kita. It's an inflection point. Because this time what? Because this time we get 0. You see, you get 0. Dia boleh jadi kosong. Sometimes you get 0. Okay, when you get 0, there is a possibility where you get inflection point. Sorry, apa lagi sekali? Sorry, dalili? X sama dengan 0. Ya, X sama dengan 0. Oh, ya, betul lah. I say man. Betul lah. Sini letak dua Yeah, very good. Thank you for the correction Betul betul betul. Yeah, sometimes so excited to write tertinggal pula benda-benda macam ni. Thank you for that. It's actually suppose X 0. Bukan X sama dengan 2. Okay, thank you for the correction. Okay, so I give you now. This time I give you where you can get minimum maximum inflection together. Sekarang saya bagi satu soalan where you can get minimum maximum inflection together. You can get minimum inflection or maximum inflection. That's a question where you can get these two together. Just now kita tengok minimum maximum kan. Ini saya bagi minimum inflection ataupun maximum inflection. Okay, so we finish this. Okay, so now we go question 6 lah. Kita pergi soalan 6. Okay, so my question is fx equal 1 over 2x power of 4 plus 7 over 3x power of 3 plus 4x square plus 3x plus 2. Selesaikan ni. Get the stationary points. Get the stationary points. Okay, get the stationary points. Okay, so fx will give you. Okay, so first order. Kita pergi first order. F prime x is equal. So when you differentiate, you get 1 over 2. Kalau ini macam ni fraction banyak you can do this also lah. 1 over 2 4x power of 3 plus 7 over 3 3x square and then 4 2x plus 3 lah. Okay, if this one longer you can do one by one because ini boleh masuk calculator apa. Okay, so this one you get 2x power of 3. Okay, plus 7 over 3 times 3 you get 7x power of 2 and then plus 8x plus 3 lah. So kita dapat jawapan ni. Okay, now how to solve this? Macam mana kita nak bagi dia kosong? Macam mana kita nak selesai ni? Equals to 0. Now you Yeah, use your calculator. Now this time use degree 3. Okay, pergi kepada mode. Okay, mode 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, press 4 times. Tekan 4 kali. Go to degree 1. Okay, sorry. You kena tekan equation, sorry. Equation sampai 3 kali kan. 1, 2, 3. 3 kali equation. And go to degree 3. Kena pilih, selalunya you pilih 2. This time you choose 3. Set where you have A is 2, B is 7, 8 is 3, C is 8, and then last one D is 3 dah. Okay, A is 2, B is 7, C is 8, and the D is 3. Okay, so in that case, we can know what is the value of X. So kita dapat apa? X equals to, you get, yeah, correct, negative 3 over 2, and then X equals to negative 1. Okay, so kita dapat negative 3 over 2 and X equals to negative 1. So we have 2 points. Now we get 2 stationary points. Okay, once you get this answer, and now you need to get the Y value. Cari Y value dia. When X equals to negative 3 over 2, okay, f negative 3 over 2, you should get substitution lah. Cari nilai dia. When X equals to negative 1, get the function of f and put the value of negative 1. Okay, so the first answer you should get is 37 over 32. Ada dapat ni? Dapat Okay, 37 over 32. You should get this. Okay, where you should replace this answer, how you get this answer, then you should put into this function mesti kena masuk dalam function fx. 1 over 2 times negative 3 over 2 power of 4 plus 7 over 3 times negative 3 over 2 power of 3 plus 4 times negative 3 over 2 square, 3 times negative 3 over 2 plus 2 So where you get the answer, last answer, you get 37 over 32, which is equal 37 over 32. Okay, same goes to your second part, which is negative 1. 1 over 2 times negative 1 power of 4 plus 7 over 3 power of negative 1 power of 3, and then behind is negative 1 power of 2 and negative 1 plus 2. Okay, what is his answer? Anyone? Siapa-siapa nak bagi jawapan? You get? Yeah, correct. 7 over 6. Very good. So you dapat 7 over 6. Okay. Okay, Okay, now I want to teach one thing in calculator. Saya nak ajar you satu benda dalam calculator to do some programming. Okay, so I bagi 1 minit. Okay, bagi yang tak ada calculator sekarang, get your calculator now. Okay, I break for a while. Okay, saya berhenti kejap. Siapa yang tak ada calculator, pergi lari ambil. Sekarang saya nak ajar you satu benda, how to do program in your calculator. Go and get your calculator. Okay, you cannot use by your phone. Tak boleh dapat dengan phone. Get your calculator now. Ya, boleh. Apa dia soalan? Nombor satu dah. Kita kena masuk dalam fx. Kita bukan masuk dalam f prime. Kalau you masuk dalam prime. Kalau you masuk dalam prime, macam tu. Kalau you prime, you tak dapat y. Itu bukan y dia. Pakai equation asal. Sebabnya, kalau kita mau y, kita kena masuk dalam function dia. Masuk dalam fx dia. Tak boleh masuk dalam first order derivation dia. First order derivation ialah dia dah maksimum dekat situ. Dia boleh cari dia pergi max, dia untuk cari dia punya function je. Tapi untuk masuk untuk dapat y mesti kena masuk dalam fx. Okey Okey. So saya fikirkan. Okey, sudah, saya rasa dah lebih 1 minit. Okey, saya rasa you ada calculator bersama you. Okey, now. Okey, now apa yang saya nak you buat ialah, okey, buat sama-sama dengan saya Okay, now what you do? Okay, get your calculator. So first, okay, type 1/2. Okay, in your calculator type 1/2. Okay, kalau yang tahu, okay lah yang ini untuk yang tak tahu. 1/2. Now, what is your x? Okay, now I want to write x dalam calculator. So, how to write x? Then, you press alpha. Tengok dekat atas. Okay, dekat calculator ni ada nampak alpha. Okay, go and get alpha. Okay, and look at the bracket. Okay, kalau tengok dekat bracket. Okay, bracket ni ada x dekat atas ni. Look at this. Ni ada satu button where you can add this. Bracket dia. Right. So, dekat bracket tu. Okay, dekat bracket tu. Then, you type alpha x. Okay, kejap ni dah lari sikit. Saya kena letak bawah dia. Okay. Saya turun bawah lah. Ini lari dah. Kejap Okay, ni padam terus. Okay, over 6. Okay, over 6. Okay, so lagi sekali 1/2. Okay, you get alpha. Alpha. And then you type x. X maksudnya bracket x macam ni lah. So, bila you type je ni, you akan dapat x dekat sini. Okay, you akan dapat 1/2 alpha bracket. So, alpha bracket, you get x. And then you put power. Power of 4. You put power. Power ni maksudnya yang ni lah. Ni power dia. Power of 4. Okay, power 4. And then plus. Okay, 7/3. And then again, you need to get x. So, plus 7/3 alpha bracket. So, you get x. And then power of 3. Power of 3 you boleh buat macam ni. Ataupun you boleh buat benda ni lah. Ikut you. Okay, so I use this lah. Saya ikut ni lah. Okay, I use power of 3. And then 4 x. X ni lagi sekali alpha bracket, you get 4x. Okay, so 4x power of 2. Okay, power of 2 saya guna simbol ni dah. Power of 2 plus 3. Okay, plus 3 again alpha x. Okay, alpha x and plus 2 dah. Okay, so now all the values the function You already put it into the calculator. Sudah masuk dalam calculator. Okay, anyone? Any problem so far? Ada siapa-siapa? Boleh boleh ikut Okay, once you get this, okay, now you look at your calculator. Shift ada dekat shift ni, shift. Okay, ada button shift. Bawah dia, kalau tengok bawah dia, you akan jumpa CALC. Okay, you can see CALC, right? Okay, ambil okay, get this CALC, tekan CALC. Okay, once you press CALC, what do you get actually? Apa you dapat? Betul. Okay, actually what you can see is X tanda soal. Okay, X tanda soal lah. Ini actually what the calculator is doing actually. Calculator is asking for the value. Apa value yang masuk dalam calculator? Okay, now, just now is what? Kita mau masuk apa? Kita mau masuk 3/2, right? Kita mau masuk tadi negative 3/2. So, saya nak masuk sini negative 3/2. So, apa saya buat? Saya typekan negative. Saya test type je. Negative. Okay, saya type negative 3/2. Negative 3/2. Dan lepas tu letak sama dengan. Type sama dengan. Tekan sama dengan. Okay, so you get straight to the answer, which is equals to 37/32. So once you get this, once you masuk X value is negative 3/2, you straight to get the answer. So function ni, maksudnya calculator terus bagi kita jawapan last. Okay, now you want to go for the second answer, right? Second answer is actually what? Okay, second question is we want -1. Kita mau -1. Okay, now once you want -1 again, so you tekan CALC lagi sekali. You tekan CALC lagi sekali, because we need to remind the calculator the value you want again is -1. So tekan CALC dan tekan -1 sama dengan. This time with -1, then you get what? You get 7/6 lah. Betul? Betul you dapat negative. When you put CALC, tekan sama dengan -1, you get 7/6, right? Itu you dapat lah. So you tak perlulah type lagi sekali, lepas tu padam lagi sekali, lepas tu tak perlu dah. Once you do the function, program dia, then you use CALC, dia punya tu value tu, then you can get the answer. You can get straight to the answer. So tak perlulah banyak manipulation. You actually, once you program, you easy to go lah. You easy to find the last answer. Okay, so that is how we do the programming for the calculator. Okay, anyone yang tak dapat? Okay, ada siapa-siapa yang tak dapat dekat sini? Calculator you tak dapat Okay, apa okay. Nilai dia point panjang-panjang. Okay, mungkin you program tu, you check balik. Because yang ni saya guna yang calculator lama. Okay, but the silver color I don't know lah. Dia boleh dapat ke tak dapat, tapi saya rasa boleh. Actually semua Casio dia boleh dapat. Boleh. Okay, tak apa. Nanti siapa-siapa tak dapat boleh tanya saya lah. You can ask me, no problem. Okay, ataupun you tanya kawan you yang dapat pun boleh lah. Okay, hopefully yang dia punya programming is helpful to you. So memang akan bantu lah. Okay, it will be really helpful. Okay, so I think that's all lah for today. Okay, kita berhenti sampai sini. Okay, anyone with any question so far? Ada apa-apa nak tanya saya? No, okay. So kita berhenti sampai sini. Okay. So but I didn't do the conclusion, right? Iyalah, saya berhenti separuh jalan je. Oh, okay. So kita finish up this lah. Sorry, I ingat I dah selesai tadi. So kita selesaikan ni. Okay, so we finish up this. So we get the stationary point is negative 3 over 2 and 37 over 32. And we have another point with negative 1 and 7 over 6. Okay, so these are the stationary points. Okay, kita dapat stationary points. Okay, once you get stationary point, then we need to decide whether stationary point minimum, maximum, or inflection lah. Okay, so to get the minimum, maximum, then we need to do the second order. Okay, we need to decide minimum, maximum, or point of inflection. Okay, to get there, then of course we need to get the second order. So function fx just now. Okay, function fx ialah sama dengan 1 over 2 x power of 4 plus 7 over 3 x power of 3, then 4x power of 2, and then 3x plus 2. So your first order you'll get just now is 2x power of 3, 7x power of 2, 4x, 8x, and plus 3. So kita dapat ni. Okay, and then go for the second order. Second order will give you what? Okay, second order will give you 6x power of 2 plus 14x plus 8. Okay, now take your time. Okay, decide which one is minimum, which one is maximum, which one is inflection. Carikan untuk saya. Okay, negative 3 over 2 is minimum Okay, kita tengok. Okay, so kita tengok when x equals to negative 3 over 2. So f double prime negative 3 over 2, we get 6 times negative 3 over 2 square plus 14 negative 3 over 2 plus 8. So ini buat apa? Buat calculator program ni lah. Masuk program 6x power of 2 plus 14x plus 8. Then you use CALC, type negative 3 over 2, you get the answer, which is equals to, I think you get 1 over 2 right? Yeah, 1 over 2. 1 over 2 is more than 0, is minimum, right? Okay, so ini ialah minimum lah. Very good. Okay, then we go for the second part, which is when x equal negative 1. So f double prime negative 1. Yeah, we get 0, correct. We get 0. So when you put negative 1, you get 0. So 6 negative 1 square plus 14 negative 1 plus 8. So you get 0. 0 means what? Yes. Yeah, betul. Inflection lah. Ini adalah point of inflection. Okay, so itu ialah point of inflection. So 14 negative 1 plus 8. So ini akan dapat 0. So ini ialah inflection lah. Okay, when inflection, then I must give the conclusion. Mesti bagi dengan conclusion. So the conclusion is, okay, negative 3 over 2, comma. Okay, what's the answer? Anyone? I don't really remember. Negative 3 over 2. Okay, 37 over 32 is a minimum point. Okay, the first one. And number 2 is negative 1. Okay, negative 1 and 7 over 6, right? 7 over 6 is an inflection point. You see, this time you don't get minimum maximum. Don't simply pergi buat conclusion. Sebab I know some of you might do conclusion. Kalau ini minimum, then you put ini maximum. Not like that, eh? So you need to really find the answer. What is the last answer? What is the value, eh? Okay. Okay. So this is the inflection point. So we have one with minimum, another one is inflection. Okay, don't do simply conclude with the kalau you dapat minimum, another one is maximum, eh? Not like that, eh? So please decide with your please verify, okay, whether it is more than 0, less than 0, or equals to 0. Okay, so I have completed the last question lah. Okay, kita dah bincang sama-sama. We have completed the last question. I think okay, until this only lah. Kita berhenti sampai sini lah. Okay. Okay, thank you class. Okay, okay, see you all. Okay, okay, sama. Okay. Okay.